Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the webinar this morning. I'm just going to give it another minute and let some more people trickle in here. My name is Addison Tyne. I am the marketing specialist here at EAC. We will be recording the session today, so pending any technical difficulties, everyone will receive a replay of the webinar. During the presentation, we will be dropping in some handouts for you to learn even more, so don't be afraid to lose these. We will be sure to send them in a follow-up email being sent out later this afternoon. Following the session today, a short survey will appear. So please stick around and answer these questions for us after the webinar. As we wait for everyone to join this morning, I will just go ahead and start with a short introduction of EAC before handing it off to Andrea Davis from PTC. At EAC, our mission is to transform the way companies design, manufacture, connect to, and service their products. We are located all over the US, and our headquarters are currently established in Minneapolis. We are more than just a value-added reseller for PTC, though. For over 20 years, we have helped companies innovate their product development processes. With experts in over 22 different areas of product development, we help organizations create better products, rethink what may seem impossible, and ultimately achieve results that make a lasting impact on the world as we know it today. Beyond helping organizations connect to the information they need, we also work with companies to connect their enterprises as well as focus on specific focal points which produce bits and pieces of their operational value. We also assist with design and engineering projects, host educational webinars, and PTC certified training courses. Essentially, we want you to know that EAC is a company to get all the technology at the forefront of your business to help make your team successful. Our niche is helping you figure out where to start. Our specialty is helping you build on what you already have. With that, it looks like a few more people have joined us now. So I will go ahead and pass things over to Andrea so we can explore PTC's Learn Online subscription.
Thanks so much, Addison. Hi, everyone. My name's Andrea Davis. I'm an account executive over at PTC. I work directly with our partners and such as EAC. Our focus today, and what my focus is personally, is our Learn Online training subscription. What we'll be going over today is some of what makes training essential. We'll be going over the Learn Online features and the experience. Some of the what this is available for in Learn Online is available for Creo, ThingWorx, and Windchill. We're going to be going over what the course activities will look like, how you register for a class, earning a PTC certification, and then the value of Learn Online. So before we dive into what Learn Online is, what brings us all here is when we're thinking about training. Now, training is an essential piece when using any of our products, especially for Creo, Windchill, and ThingWorx. They are beasts of software, so it is something that, when we're trying to get our users up and running and we want to make sure that they're doing things the correct way, we have to think about training. Now, with training, there is some barriers. It is a little bit of a double-edged sword as we like it, but at the same time, training can be very costly. Some of these courses cost well over $3,000 for a 5-day live instructor-led training. The other options are e-learning, which are pre-recorded videos that might run roughly an hour. And although those are great refresher tools, sometimes you might have yourself needing extra questions. You need to just talk it out with someone or make sure that you're actually utilizing software while going through training. Outside of just those barriers, we also have fitting it into our schedule. Most live instructor-led training courses usually run about 5 days, and just getting everyone on your team all gathered up, pay for a flight, maybe not right now due to the current situation of the pandemic, but just even booking that into our schedule is a lot of things that we need to kind of move into place when just getting our users trained. Now, with training, and when we do actually move forward with training, it does leave a lot of job satisfaction for our users. When users are untrained, that's when we start finding them making more and more mistakes, running around asking people questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? And it might lead them to maybe want to move forward with something else. So obviously that's not the case, and what we wanted to do was make training simple. We wanted to give everyone world-class training with live instructors that was going to be made easy. So thus we created Learn Online. Learn Online is an unlimited training subscription that offers unlimited live instructor-led training courses that run 3 hours apiece. I will go into what those course catalogs look like, but with Learn Online, you will be having that live instructor-led training, their certification opportunities. It is on a global session calendar, so even for your users who might be spread out throughout the US, there is going to be a time block for them, or even internationally. We wanted this to be something that was a simple enrollment process. So making sure that your users know how to find classes, where they go, and have it being a comprehensive curriculum. All of these courses are going to be a virtual training class. So it will be with a virtual training experience. You will still be with a live instructor, so it will feel like that instructor's over your shoulder, but in a virtual classroom. So when we think about Learn Online and when we think about the experience, we wanted it to be simple. Training should be easy. So we made it into a few different steps of just simple, find the class that makes sense for you. You're going to enroll yourself into that class. You attend the 3-hour Learn Online session and then submit feedback after. Feedback is very important for us. We want to make sure that you are getting everything that you are expecting out of training. And if there's something that you maybe liked or didn't like, we would love that feedback. We do rate our professors out of a 10, and right now they are roughly around a 9.6. And just to dive into what this training subscription looks like, so this is our Creole Learn training subscription. There are 30 plus live instructor-led training courses. These courses range from the fundamentals, and some of the classes that you might not see on the advanced side are, we have modeling, surfacing, sheet metal, assembly, cabling, documentation, analysis, and updates. Now, the breakdown of how this is all set up is you'll notice there is the Learn Online bit. So anything with that little person next to it is your live instructor-led training course. Those are the 3-hour classes that are scheduled on our dynamic session calendar. But your other option that does come included with the Learn Online training subscription is you get 9+ e-learning videos. Those e-learning videos are completely revamped and from anything that you might have seen before in the past. They run from about 45 minutes to 1 hour. So if maybe you want to spend some extra time after hours watching videos, you are more than welcome to. We also do include 2 certifications, and I will get into greater detail behind that is structured, but with every Learn Online training subscription, you will have the opportunity to be certified on a fundamentals level, as well as the professional level, which would include everything inside of Creo. Up next is our ThingWorx Learn subscription. So it is the exact same setup as Creo, but for ThingWorx. Some of the classes that you might not see listed right in front of you, as you'll notice there are fundamentals courses, but we also have modeling, mashup, connect, and deploy. Same setup. You have your Learn Basics, the e-learning, and then your Learn Online, live instructor-led training. We do also include the 2 certifications in there as well. And then lastly, we have the option available for our Windchill. So for Windchill, there are 22+ live instructor-led training courses. We have 6+ e-learning courses and 2 certifications available. One of them is on the fundamentals level, and what we'll be releasing in March will be the professional certification for Windchill. Some of the courses that come included on this, the ones that you see in front of you, fundamentals and business administration, but we also do have classes such as BOM management, system and software engineering. And as these courses and as things change and update, your Learn Online subscription will also update. So this way you can always stay current to what's new and what's different. And you can also even try some classes before you buy them. As we were talking about the Creo Learn subscription, there are some courses on Creo Simulate Live. Maybe you don't have that in-house just yet. We will be providing you a training environment that will run on our latest and greatest versions, so you can test out and see if that's something that would work for your business. Now, what's the class like? So in these courses, you'll notice that it's about 80% user participation. So even your shyest users who are maybe not someone who would ask questions or might fall more towards the back, they will be doing case studies, hands-on exercises, instructor demonstrations, knowledge checks, discussion questions, and then tips, tricks, and gotchas. So from the moment that you step in that class, we will be asking what your name is, what company you're working for, and what version of Creo you're on, or what version of Windchill that you're on. Anything from this is just so we can get everyone up to speed, asking questions, feeling comfortable in this training environment. And some of the most important points that we go over in these training courses is we're not just going to teach your users how you do something, we're going to teach them why you do this. So this is very important, especially because everyone is going to be doing things in different ways at their own business. So we want to make sure that your users understand why you're going to do something, so that way they can apply it to your processes on your side. And then when we get into that global session schedule. So this is what I was talking about earlier on how they are scheduled in time blocks. So for the live instructor-led training courses, I sit over in Boston. So my time blocks are going to be 9, 1, and 5. Now for our friends over in Los Angeles, there are still classes that are going to be available for them, and those time blocks will be 6, 10, and 2. I do want to let you know that if you see any classes such as 3 a.m., 7 a.m., 2 a.m., feel free to enroll yourself in these classes. Personally, I like to get some sleep at those hours, but I have seen it before, and I just want to make sure that you are able to get into those classes if needed. When we were talking about simple enrollment, it is really that simple. What you're going to do is you'll go on the course catalog, look through those classes, find which one makes sense. Maybe you're going to be interested in Fundamentals of Modeling 1. Click on that class. You can actually view an abstract of what's going to be going over into that class, so you have an idea of what you're going to be getting yourself into. You'll simply enroll yourself into the next upcoming class or the class that makes sense for you. And then after you click enroll, you'll get a message that pops up right on your screen that says you've been enrolled, giving you the option to download that to your calendar. I'm not sure about yourself, but for me personally, if it's not on my calendar, I probably won't make it. And then after that, once it's downloaded onto your calendar as a reminder, there will be simple instructions of how you can prepare for class and how you can get launched up and ready to be in that next coming class. And then when we talk about the class environment, we're going to talk about our recommended setup and then a little bit more in detail of what that's going to look like when you're in there. So our recommended setup is going to be a 2-screened monitor. So instructor presentation on screen, and then on your other monitor, having the training environment. Now, you do not have to set it up this way. You can do a split screen on one monitor. It will run perfectly fine. This is just our recommended setup. As mentioned, this is going to be running on our latest and greatest versions of Creo, ThingWorx, and Windchill. Now, what that means is we're going to be providing you a training environment. So let's say you move forward with a Creo Learn training subscription, you'll be running Creo in the cloud using AppStream. That's going to be running on Creo 7. And essentially what you'll do is launch a real-time version of Creo through a web browser. So it is going to look exactly how it would look if you were running Creo 7, that is a downloaded license, but this is going to be a training environment. This is only to be accessed while you're in these training courses, but this is now giving you the option to virtually be able to train anywhere. In today's current situation, I'm sure a lot of you are working from home, and maybe you don't have your license of Creo downloaded onto your computer. This way, you can now train either from home, from work, in a local coffee shop, as long as you have Wi-Fi. On the other screen will be your instructor's presentation, but with the training environment, they will have access to your screen. So for your users who might have some questions or isn't really sure where the instructor is clicking or where they're going, they can actually take access over to their mouse. We do also recommend to have a headset so you can have your hands free, easily being able to click in every which way and maneuver how you may need. The other option is you can have the instructor presentation on a third-party option, such as like your phone. You can use it on a tablet. That will be completely fine. And now when we talk about the certifications, now for Creo Learn, for Windchill Learn, and for ThingWorx Learn, there are going to be certification opportunities. They are going to be running on the fundamentals level. So everything that you see in that fundamental section of either Creo, Windchill, or ThingWorx Everything in that piece is what's going to be tested on in the certification process. On the professional level, that is going to be everything virtually that is taught and needed when going through Creo, Windchill, or ThingWorks. What a test is going to look like is like your traditional test. You will have to pass within 80% or above. It's going to be an array of questions such as ABC, multiple choice, click, drag, drop, true, false, fill in the blank. Let's say you fail. That's fine. We give you 2 opportunities to pass this class, to pass the certification test, and let's say you fail again. A simple email to trainingcentral@ptc.com, they can actually unlock that test for you. Now, some of the benefits of getting certified is you actually will receive a little e-badge. So you can share this on LinkedIn, you can share it in-house, you can put it on your resume, wherever you need to show that you are certified on either Creo, Windchill, or ThingWorks on the professional or the fundamentals level, you'll be able to do so. And just from a user's perspective, maybe you manage a team of 10 people and you would like some of your users to go get certified. This is a really good way to give your users confidence. Have them feel confident behind their work. You know, I understand Creo on the fundamentals level. I understand Windchill on the professional level. That's something that's going to make them more confident in work, and they'll be confident that they know what they're doing. Hence, they'll be spending more time doing their job and less time looking for reassurance and asking questions about, hey, how is this how I do this? Is this how I do that? And then I'm guessing everyone is probably wondering, what is the price structure for this? So for right now, Creo Learn is $1,000 per year per user. Windchill Learn is $1,000 per year per user, and ThingWorks Learn is $1,000 per year per user. So this is not to be used as a floating license. It will be tied to the user for the full year. With these training subscriptions, let's say you run into a situation where you move forward with 5 licenses of Creo Learn, and one of your users either quits, fires, moves to a different department, and they're no longer using Creo anymore. In that instance, you can then take that license and move it over to someone else. That is the only time you can kind of have some wiggle room before the 1 year is up, but virtually it is supposed to stay with that user for the full year. And just to give you some context, there's over 100 hours worth of training on these subscriptions. So they will have plenty of time to go through these training courses. We also do have an offering to combine the Creo and Windchill Learn combination and make it one subscription for $1,200 per year per user. So you will get access to all of the Creo Learn training subscription and all of the Windchill Learn subscription for an additional $200. I also did want to make it known that maybe you go through the course catalog and you only really see 1 or 2 classes that make sense for you, and maybe you're looking to just sharpen up on cabling. And there are 2 courses on there. You can purchase them a la carte for $300 per course. It does not give you unlimited access, but you can go into that class when you register for a specific time block for a one-time access. You will still be provided with the training environment. You'll have everything needed, but I highly recommend from a return on investment standpoint, if you see 4 or more classes that you would benefit from, I highly recommend moving forward with the subscription versus purchasing them one-time access piece. All right, so that is everything I have for you for a high-level overview of the Learn Online training subscription. At this point, I did want to turn it back over to Addison and see if anyone had any questions about this, or see if Addison had any other pieces that she wanted to add on.
Hey, and Andrea, the first one I see here is what is the difference between Learn Online and PTC University e-learning?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question and something that I get pretty often. So PTC University e-learning is our e-learning videos that are pre-recorded. Now, anything that is in a later version, such as Creo 4, 5, 6, you probably have access to the PTC University e-learning if you're on subscription or if you have purchased the e-learning separately. Those are pre-recorded videos. They do not have live instructor-led training. They do not provide you with a training environment. With Learn Online, you will get all of the latest and greatest training that is up to date with the live instructor, giving your users the ability to ask questions, to go through training modules with an instructor, and being able to utilize the training environment along while you're going through training. Any other questions?
Awesome. And then it looks like there's just one more. If I'm on Creo 4, can I still use Creo Learn?
Yes. So if you're on Creo 4, you are more than welcome to still use Creo Learn. Now, I mentioned that it is run on version 7. It's always going to be on the latest and greatest versions, but you'll notice that anything from version 4 to version 7 is actually version agnostic. So that means there's no change in workflows, but you might see some subtle changes on icon differences. Our instructors are trained on all versions of Creo, and they'll be able to explain any of the differences that you might see. Another piece that I just wanted to add on there is you'll notice that when you go into these training courses, we do cap them off at 12 users per course. I would say our sweet spot is roughly around 5 to 6 users, but even if you're the only one, it will still run. But most of those users are going to be on any versions between 4 to 7 of Creo. So if you are on version 4, you will be completely fine. And I can assure you that there are probably going to be some other users that are also on Creo 4.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
And it does look like that is actually, we have another question in here. It says, will there be a queue for training requests that don't seem to be on the list at this time? Example, advanced courses for Creo.
Yeah, so if there's a training course on there that you don't really see, and maybe you're looking for additional training on a certain area, you can actually request a class if you just message Training Central at ptc.com. It is not 100% if that class will be added on there. This is all based off of demand. So if there is a high demand for a class to be recommended to be put on there, it will be added. And I just want to make it known that this is not a set in stone course catalog. Things will be changing as Creo changes, as ThingWorks changes, and as Windchill changes. So if there is high demand for specific classes, we will add them on there. And if anything changes, you'll notice that there'll be an additional class on there or something in that regards.
Awesome.
Any other questions?
That looks like all the questions in the queue right now. I just want to thank everyone for joining us for today's webinar. To wrap things up this morning, another reminder, there will be a short survey that will appear once we end here. If you have a couple more minutes to spare, we'd really appreciate if you could stick around and answer those questions for us. Again, like I mentioned earlier, we will be sending out the handouts for you to keep along with the webinar replay, so be sure to keep an eye out for that email later this afternoon. If you like what you saw this morning, or you're curious what it takes to get started, or have any additional questions regarding the Learn Online subscription, we'd absolutely love to continue the conversation with you. Both mine and Andrea's contact information is right here on the slide. Thanks again, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.